Daybreak is a cooperative hand management and environmentally conscious game released in 2023 and designed by Matt Leacock and Matteo Menapace with art by many talented folks. The goal is to prevent environmental collapse from ravaging the Earth. Fire, wind, water, heart, go planet! To set up, place the main board in the middle of the table with the round tracker and planetary effects markers on the start spaces for each of their tracks. Place the planetary effects and geoengineering dice along with the temperature bands in the thermometer bulb. Add a number of trees and ocean tokens to the board based on player count as noted in the manual. Put them anywhere you like, those happy little trees. Shuffle the global project, local project, and crisis card decks, placing them near the board. Each player chooses one of the world powers to play as and takes their corresponding player board, reference cards, starting local project cards, and an energy demand token. They take a number of dirty energy, clean energy, emissions, resilience, and communities and crisis tokens as noted on their reference card, setting the demand token to the indicated starting value. Their starting local project cards are placed face up in the 5 noted spaces above their player board in any order. Place all remaining tokens in reach of all players. The game is played as a fully cooperative group, so there is no first player. By your powers combined, we're all in this together. In Daybreak, players represent various world powers in the modern age working together to reverse climate change and build a cleaner, brighter future. Be a hero, gonna take pollution down to 0. The game is played to a maximum of 6 rounds, but can and usually does end much sooner. Each round consists of 5 stages, starting with a global stage, when crisis cards are added to the board face down with the total number determined by the current temperature level and the first one turned face up. These will come into play later. After that, 2 global project cards are drawn and the players collectively select one to add to the board. These can be activated as defined on the card and provide ongoing but limited benefits and/or protections, as are powers magnified. Next, the local stage is where the bulk of the action takes place. Players will draw local project cards into their hands and then use those cards to take local actions, start local projects, or support existing projects. Through a variety of placing cards onto or into one of their 5 columns, as well as discarding them to power visible actions, players can replace dirty energy for clean, remove emission producers, increase resiliency, repair communities in crisis, and even draw more cards. We're fighting on the planet's side. The cards have a plethora of tags across them, which are used by the projects on top of the columns to strengthen actions. Once all players collectively decide they cannot or will not take any more actions, the emission stage is performed, and anyone not meeting their energy demands will add communities in crisis, and all emission sources will produce carbon. The collective carbon production is gathered and as much as possible sequestered to any trees, oceans, or direct air capture sources on the board. Put them asunder. Whatever remains is added to the rising temperatures. New bands added to the thermometer can bring additional crisis cards as well as increased danger from said crises. In the crisis stage, the planetary effects die is rolled once for each temperature band, causing those tracks to move, and global catastrophes to increase towards a tipping point. After that, the crisis cards are resolved one by one, which will cause players to lose resiliency, abandon cards and projects, and scramble to stay in the game. Finally, during the growth stage, each player increases their energy demand as noted, and the round marker is advanced. If the temperature reaches 2 degrees, any player has 12 or more communities in crisis, or the current round was the 6th, then the game ends in collective failure for all players. However, if immediately following sequestration during the emission stage there is 0 carbon left, then the players have reached drawdown and the round token is flipped. The players will win at the conclusion of that crisis stage, so long as they survive it. Say it with me now, the power is yours! As a child of the 80s, one thing that was hammered into my head by the media I consumed, apart from 30-minute toy commercials, was that only you can prevent forest fires. No, I meant just say no to drugs and alcohol. Oh, wait, I learned it from watching you? I don't think... Give a hoot, don't pollute! That's the one. So many PSAs. Even then, I could tell someone wasn't being entirely truthful about where the blame for things like pollution and climate change, we called it global warming back then, truly lied. If you were being optimistic, you could say that those were guideposts to encourage the next generation to build a better world. But we know how that turned out. Is this a good game? No question. Will you feel frustrated when you successfully draw down, win the game, and then wonder why the real world can't get its act together and follow suit? If you're anything like me, I know you will, because knowing is half the battle, and I'm always game.